What is going on, YouTube? Pass the prop back here again. We're here with some MLB action for you guys today. Joined as always by my guy Stu. What is going on, my man?
Nothing much. Pretty good around here. Been a nice and calm baseball week for me. I've been pretty low volume over these last couple weeks, but it's been going very well. So been enjoying that approach so far. I was not watching baseball last night, so had a little break. I wasn't watching the debate stuff either. It's my buddy's birthday, so luckily I got to miss all of the Twitter, craziness that was going on. So excited to be back today. Got a good weekend of sports. Obviously, great baseball slate today. A lot of intriguing matchups, some good pitchers, just a lot to bet on in general. So definitely excited for it.
Yes, sir. And your boy, you got James Wood up today. I just saw that he's getting the call up today. Quick call up, obviously, after the Mackenzie Gore deal in there. So, or the Soto deal, but, I don't put a lot into it right away. I just kind of want to see how it goes. I'm not going to get too hyped for him. I know he's a pretty high-end prospect, but, there's so many hit or misses on these prospects that he's not like, like the Jason Dominguez coming up. He's not like one of those like huge names, but obviously a pretty high-end guy for you guys, so that'll be fun for you.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I think I'm going for sure on Monday. My problem is I just don't want to go and he doesn't start. You know what I mean? Like, that would be kind of crazy if they brought him up and didn't start him. But, I mean, who's he competing? You know what I mean? Like, the lineup is so atrocious that you'd have to think if you're calling him up at this point, you're giving him a shot to go out there and play every day. So he's been killer in the minor leagues. The guy hits absolute missiles. He's huge if you haven't seen him, for the people out there. Absolutely gigantic. Looks like a football player, a basketball player playing another sport out there. He's a big guy. So definitely excited for that power. Hopefully, maybe I catch that first home run on Monday. Who knows?
First one in Nationals Park over there. You're not really competing with much in that outfield, man. I seen Lane Thomas is, I think, closing in over 200, so that's good.
He's been good. He's ever since injury, he's come back and he looks like the guy he was last year. Iffy against righties, good against lefties. We'll take that.
Yeah, it's just I can't fade them because they just don't strike out, but I can't because there's been games I'll fade them and then they just BABIP dudes with 60-mile-an-hour bloops and shit, and it just pisses me off. So I just won't fade them, but I can't play them either. They're just such a tough team. So got that. Obviously, the Cubs are coming to town here. I will unfortunately not be able to go to any of those games, be out of town after today. So that'll be a fun series. I really hope someone hits fucking Council with some eggs and shit. I hope they throw shit at him. I really do, man. Dude's a fuck. And I just love to watch him suck, dude. I came on here and said no manager's worth that money.
Yeah.
In the world. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're the nicest dude in the world. No coach is worth that type of money. And you can just ride the same 4 bullpen arms every single time and you're going to implode, and that's kind of what happened to the Cubs right now. Their bullpen's one of the worst in the MLB. So I love to watch it. I love to see these guys losing all these. I can't believe the Cardinals are up there. Oh, my God. I thought they were trash. Now they're coming back like crazy, man. This is just crazy, but you love to see Council sucking at this point, and hopefully somebody hits him with some eggs and shit.
Yeah, that whole division is just like the complete. Like, I thought the Cubs would be the fun team, but the Brewers are the fun team. Like, I would thought the Cubs, would kind of have all these young guys come up. There hasn't really been a single hit out of any of the young guys. I know Bush hit a bunch of homers in that 1 week span in the first week of the year, and then haven't heard from him since. So definitely interesting. Like you said, Cardinals as well. A lot of young guys that people were high on didn't pan out early, but now they're making a charge as well. So definitely an interesting division that I did not expect any of this stuff.
Yeah, no, and the Brewers haven't been fun in a very long time. They've been very much the boring, let's keep these games low scoring, high end pitching. It just pissed me off that Woodruff's out for the whole year, dude. Like, that'd be such a big piece. But it is what it is. Injuries happen. That's sport. So we head on into today's slate. Let's recap. We can recap. I got pushed out of mine. Obviously, the Red Sox rained out in the first inning. That sucks. I know a lot of people on DFS, they were really, really chalky. I know people were messaging all those meteorologists on Twitter and just ripping them apart. And it's just like, dude, it sucks, but like, it is what it is, especially DFS guys. I know you guys, I even had the Red Sox in a few of them, and they were in some of my good lineups. And obviously, you don't cash when you get 3 zeros. You have one at bat. So that was good. I really wish Furphy would have came to my Bucks, man. I really thought we were going to get him there. Dude, Kolek's trash, bro. I can't believe that. I mean, it's just this was probably one of my favorite bets because I don't like Kolek. I hate Marquette, and I got to watch that and just get absolutely just thrown down the board.
Yeah, man, that was annoying. This one, because the day one sweat ended, right? Neither of them were picked day one, so it's a whole nother day of now sweating this bet. All these teams looking to trade up for the high upside guy, and then out of nowhere, Kolek goes. So it's unfortunate. And then obviously, of course, with the gambling gods, Furpy then goes directly after him, like immediately after him. So I don't know. I don't get the appeal with Kolek, obviously, but it seems, I hate to be that guy, but it seems like if you're like one of these like young guys in America, like you need to add some asterisks to your name if you don't have any college production, because maybe then they'll draft you if you have some cool like European backstory or so. I know Furpy's like Australian, but he should have stayed over there if you want to average only 5 points and get drafted. Because look at all these European dude stats. Look at the guy that the Hornets dude drafted 6 overall. He averaged like 6 points per game this year. Like it's crazy. I don't get why young with upside is only okay if you're from Europe and not if you played in college over here as well. Like I don't get that at all. So I don't know. Yeah, this one pissed me off a little bit, but yeah, it was an L on this one right here with Kolek.
Yeah, no, I saw that Shepherd there. That one was pretty easy. That one was pretty sweat.
Very easy. Yeah, Shepherd 3 was like the thing that everyone is trying to big brain themselves out of, maybe the Grizzlies are going to trade all the way up to number. Like, how realistic is that? Especially when the Pistons at 5 the whole time were saying that they would be willing to do that trade too. So it was interesting. People were getting a little worried, but yeah, Shepherd the whole time was very easy at that number 3 spot. So glad we could catch that right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I don't believe any of our long. I think my one long shot only ended up being like 190. Not going to count that because it's a long shot. But the Red Sox obviously did not play that one. I don't believe that De Silva. I think De Silva went 18, right?
18, correct. Yeah, and then Shireman went 30th, I believe, at the Celtics last pick, which is an annoying pick. God, I wish. Like the Celtics don't need another guy that can just make shots when, you know what I mean? Like I was hoping he'd go somewhere else, but yeah.
Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be that good of a fit. I know I like him, but like the dude shoots so much. Like he's not gonna be able to do that. He's not that efficient. Like that. It's volume, and you're not gonna volume shoot when you got 3 other volume shooters. Like I don't know. I saw a lot of people talking about Shireman there, and I love Shireman. Mind you, I really do, but he needed to be like a guy that's going to probably get 12 shots a game because those first 3 never go down, and then he just kind of heats up. You don't get that long in NBA, man. You get like 5-6 minute runs as a bench guy. So I don't know. Maybe that's just because I watch too many of their games that I've seen that happen so many times. But yeah, I know a lot of people were high on that one, and I love Shireman, but I don't think it's I don't think it's as good as people think.
I think the thing is just it's the age thing. Like these young teams that could give him those minutes, they're just going to draft younger guys and they're going to spin the wheel next time. It's just where the NBA. I'm not saying it's the right choice. It's just like if you're a guy that's like played a couple seasons in college, you're essentially trying to go to a contender unless you're a top pick because those are the guys that are going to offer you those role player rotation minutes. It's kind of hard if you're an older player to break in on a young team like the Pistons or something that actually could give him some shots or you know what I mean.
No, I got you. Yeah, it's tough. And yeah, the Wizards got their dude. So I thought he was, from just reading what I've read, I thought he was kind of better than the guy who went 1. So good for you guys getting him.
Yeah, man, I would have been very unhappy if Reza Shea ended up as the pick. Luckily, it's been kind of locked in. Sarr didn't work out at all for the Hawks, which is crazy to not be the number 1 projected player in the draft and not work out for I don't know what the deal with that is. I don't know if we'll ever know. It's apparent his agent just didn't want that to happen. But either way, I guess the Hawks do look like a little bit of a shit show. They're trying to trade like 8 guys at once. I can get wanting to stay away from that, but it's good to have a guy happy to be in DC. Obviously got Bub for that number 14 pick as well from Pittsburgh, another young guard. He may not be good next year, but hopefully 3 years from now, that's what this team's trying to do. They're trying to build for the future. So I'm happy with it. I'm hoping these guys hit. Hopefully that's the tough part now.
Yes, sir. Let's head into the MLB slate today, Stu. We got a lot of games. Every single team's in action today. A lot of close spreads. A lot of a couple huge dogs. I know the Nationals are up there. The Miami Marlins are up there in terms of some of these pretty big dogs. Also, the Pirates way up there. Oakland. Where are we looking today? What's your favorite game? Hopefully that we can find and make some money on.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. I think the Yankees are super appealing right now because they're on a bit of a skid. It's like, are they going to keep losing? It's not, I think 2-8 over the last 10, something crazy like that. For me, I mean, I hate to be like a storyline guy, but I mean, I looked at the Mets Astros spread and it was minus 110 on both sides earlier. And I was like, damn, I mean, I know the road Astros suck. I banned them. Like, I'm with you now. You converted me. It never works. I always think it's going to work. It never works. So I saw the minus 110 on both sides. And then I don't know if you've seen all this Grimace Met stuff, their streak ever since, Grimace showed up over there. So I think that Astros Mets one, surprisingly, is actually going to be a pretty entertaining game. But I will not be backing the Astros in it.
Yeah, I kind of like the shit show game of the day. Kenta Maeda versus Plesac. I kind of like that game. I think both offenses are subpar. I don't like either of them, but man, dude, both these pitchers are barrels right now. They're just finding barrels. Kenta Maeda is not 6 years ago. Kenta Maeda, where a splitter was actually good. So should be interesting. Tigers get a huge upgrade in Park going to LA versus playing in Comerica. So I think that's going to be a fun series of just dumpster teams, but, could be fun ones to watch going forward, seeing as there's a lot of okay pitching matchups, right? It's Martin Perez, Colin Rea, Tayo, right? Montas, Payante, right? I mean, JP Sears, like Logan Webb gets a game, but he's facing Landon Knack. Like there's no real high-end pitching matchup outside of the Seattle games, which I think Seattle always has that pitching spots. So, I mean, there's just, I don't know. I think that this is a very intriguing game if I want to watch one.
Yeah, and you did remind me too, actually, with that Logan Webb mention. The number one thing I've been seeing on Twitter all morning long has been people are dying to bet that Ohtani home run at around plus 500, plus 475. Obviously, if you guys haven't been paying attention, that would be the best number maybe all year you could have gotten on Ohtani. Definitely double the number you've been getting the last 2 weeks. Are you buying it? I know it's Logan Webb at home. Are you interested in that?
I will not fade Logan Webb at home. I don't care if he's facing the All-Star team, bro. You find your wagons, you roll with them. Yesterday, I found my wagon. Zach Wheeler played at home. Take his outs. Like I mean, it's just you roll with what you know, and I don't care. The bottom of that order is not good. Like he's not going to have that big of an issue at the bottom of that order. He just doesn't throw up in the zone enough for me. In those flick balls that he hits out of right field at Dodger Stadium, they're not going out here, dude. I mean, I'm not saying that he doesn't have enough pop. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like. Logan Webb misses enough barrels where I'm not flying to the window to get it. What'd you say the odds were on it?
I believe like 475 is the best around right now, plus 475.
Oh, wow. That's pretty. I wasn't expecting that number. That was not where I was expecting.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean,
they're giving it to you for a reason, man. The books ain't gonna just take it,
Yep.
They're not gonna lose money that easily. I don't know. Logan Webb just doesn't. I get it. Like. The number is really enticing, but the hard hit rate for him is high for Logan Webb, but a lot of it's on the ground, right? So it makes it really tough for me to want to, really fade that,
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, I kind of feel a similar way, but it's what you said too. These guys aren't stupid. They've listed him at 175 every day for the last week. They know exactly how the general public is going to react when they see that plus 500 opening number. They know they're going to hammer it, no matter who the matchup is. So it's one of those interesting things. I've seen way too many people mention that prop this morning to not, bring it up here. But I'm kind of with you. I'll probably be sitting on the sidelines for that one.
Yep. Hey. Don't have to bet everything. And I mean, yeah, I don't think it's necessary in this spot. This is a brutal spot, dude. It's never warm there either. Like the ball doesn't travel that well, and it's a huge park. Like it's a really tough spot for lefties specifically too. So, all right, Sue, you ready to roll?
Yes, sir. Ready to go.
Let's do it.
Sounds good. We're starting out with a hit parlay over here. Got Yandy Diaz and Freddie Freeman to both record a hit. This is minus 126 over on FanDuel. We'll start out with Yandy Diaz, one of my favorite guys on today's slate. Obviously coming in with some good momentum. But really the thing about Diaz, obviously, he's got the plus home splits, hitting 303 at home already compared to 275 overall. And then he's got those huge lefty-righty splits as well. We're over 315 against left-handed pitching on the season. On the other side, Parker is not a guy that, I'm going out of my way to go against. He's a young guy, obviously, someone that's been able to kind of control the zone pretty well, but he's still one of those dudes that he's relying very, very heavily on the fastball, throwing it over 48% of the time. And that's one of those things that I've talked about it since his first start, where he has a splitter, he has a slider, but we really don't know. Like on any given day, he's kind of a two-pitch pitcher, right? And it's one of those things that Diaz obviously very strong against the four-seamer, solid numbers against the off-speed so far this year, and he's got a lot of momentum coming in. The Rays are like a very interesting team, obviously. It's been not the season people might have expected at 40 and 41 so far this year, but Diaz is kind of that like consistent. You always trust him to record a base hit. For me, he's never really like much of a total bases target, but I will say his over 1.5 hits is also kind of intriguing to me at that kind of like plus 150 price tag. I think what I'll probably end up doing is doing 1.5 hits with him and Ketel Marte and combining those two together, just because those dudes both kind of pop for me. And if you look through the game logs, obviously he's on fire right now, but a lot of those games are 2-hit games as well, which is a good way to really tell if a guy is kind of seeing the ball well or not. The one thing I will warn about Diaz, I've seen total bases be an alternative for people. The ISO, the power, the slugging, it just hasn't really been there. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things that like I'm not dying to count on a double. I think his path to 2 total bases is just as likely to be 2 hits as it is, a double or a homer or something like that. So I did want to throw that in there, that I did like the two hits as an alternative as well, a little bit of a long shot piece. On the other side, we were talking about Freeman. We were talking about Logan Webb, obviously one of the better pitchers in the league. But that's the only reason you're going to get Freeman at a somewhat reasonable price. And we talk about this batter versus pitcher stuff being like largely irrelevant a lot of the time. But I will say I think a 33 plate appearance sample is enough to get, a little bit of info off of. And in that sample, he's almost hitting 500, 484 against Logan Webb, who, I wouldn't say this has been Logan Webb's best season. I would say a lot of that data is against even a slightly better version of Logan Webb, right? Who's been maybe arguably one of the top 5 these last 2 seasons right here. So it's nothing against Logan Webb. Obviously, he's a guy I like a lot, but I actually bet Freeman on the show successfully against Webb last year. And it's one of those things where you kind of mentioned it. Ballpark isn't good for power. Like, obviously, Logan Webb knows how to pitch to this ballpark better than anyone else. But the reason I love Freddie Freeman so much is because he's not out there to hit the homers, right? He's one of the most well-rounded batters in the league. He'll take a single if it's there. He's good at hitting low in the zone, right? He's able to handle those sinkers, those, slow pitches. And he's one of the most consistent guys there is in the league. So I get Freddie Freeman isn't in his best matchup possible, right? It's Logan Webb. But it does make me feel good that over those 33 plate appearances, he's absolutely crushed them in their career. 484 is probably one of the best numbers you're going to see out there, with a bunch of extra base hits kind of sprinkled in there as well. So I love both these guys. They're very consistent. They both fit kind of the archetype of player I like. And obviously, I think the matchup is warranted to play this at minus 126 right here.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think 30 at-bats is probably enough. Probably enough for you to get a decent sample size on a guy. Do not mind that at all. And yeah, I think that when you have a guy who can hit the ball the opposite way against a sinker ball pitcher, right? That's what you need. You can't be trying to pull baseballs, which again, another reason why I don't want to back Ohtani, because all this stuff's going to be low and away and you got to slap it. And it's not it's not like this is a small ballpark. So maybe an inside the Parker, he hit it off the top of the wall. Maybe bet that. I don't know. I'm heading over to a little combo here. It's on FanDuel specifically. It's minus 140, 38. On DraftKings if you want to build this one out, but really like this spot, Ober K's. One of my favorite spots of the day. Ober, I have not been a big Bailey Ober fan last year. I was not, gave up way too much pop for me. Now I do really like what he's doing. Changeup has been really, 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 really good, right? And that's something that's important here, especially when you're going to have a lot of lefties in this lineup, right? And that's very important because you're going to be rolling out, Rojas at the 2-hole. You've seen Cal Raleigh switch over to the left side, Crawford at the top, right? I mean, there's a lot of lefties here, and you got to nullify them some way. And that changeup has been absolutely wipe out. 38% K rate or whiff rate on that changeup. But he throws it to both sides of the plate, which is important. Obviously, it's more to lefties, but it's important that he is using it to both sides of the plate. Really like that. And also, man, what more can you ask for here? When you have a team facing a righty at home, right? And you get a huge park upgrade for Minnesota. And you get the Mariners striking out at a 29% clip. That's 3% higher than any other team. A lot of swings and misses. They're going for home runs. And I like seeing this matchup with Logan Gilbert because you can get into a rhythm really quick when you're facing against a guy like Logan Gilbert. Not a high walk guy, a guy who's going to keep the ball in the zone, going to be able to have those quick innings. And you kind of like those as a pitcher. When you get in a roll, you just like quick inning. I think this is the game that we can start to see that pitching duel come forth. Both teams trying to hit bombs here. Unfortunately, Minnesota is going to a very shitty park for home runs. And I think that's the issue with Bailey Ober, right? Is Bailey Ober does like to give up pop, at least last year, but his hard hit rate, 37% right now. His walk rate is pretty good, sitting at 6%. But I like to see the expected ERA almost a full run lower. That's huge. If we can get him into that sixth inning, I feel really good about this one. Heading over to the Tigers, you got Kenta Maeda and Zach Plesac. Like I said, probably my favorite matchup. Like, this is shit show on shit show. Los Angeles Angels have the second worst bullpen behind them. Detroit, obviously, usually in the middle of the pack in terms of bullpen ERA. If you want to go down that road, they're at like a 4, so it's like middle of the pack. But Maeda's been blown up on the road so far this year. Obviously, the home runs allowed is absurd. On the road this year, Kenta Maeda has 20 innings pitched, giving up 6 bombs, right? I mean, he's given up 11 bombs in 54 innings. That's a ton, right? That is a lot of bombs going out of there. And also his road ERA is 9.9, right? That's nuts. I will say he has had some tough matchups on the road. He's gotten Houston, in Houston, where I liked to back them. Boston in Boston. They're tough. Cleveland in Cleveland. They're really, really good right now. And then when he did have a start against the White Sox, I'll give him that one. He got blown up in that one as well. So this guy has been really, really bad. Plesac, really awful versus lefties so far this year. And I think that the Tigers are able to, roll out guys like Colt Keith, guys like Riley Green in the middle of that lineup as well. I think this is a lineup that can put a couple runs on the board. And even if they can't right away, you do get that bullpen who wasn't used heavily yesterday because, when they're throwing a rookie out there and just absolutely shoving on this team. I think this is a big bounce back spot for the Tigers here today to, get off the horse there. That was an awful performance last night.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, obviously that Tigers game is going to be, like you said, it's like a shit show. Like it's two pitchers you don't trust. And even if the offenses are a little bit shaky on both sides, like it's like kind of one of those ultimate get right games. It should be very fun for like DFS purposes as well. And Ober, he's a guy I'm high on this year. I have him in a lot of best ball as well. The strikeout stuff, can be nasty, hence this price right here. But I do like buying it down, obviously, to get that safety because, it never hurts, especially when, the number gets into those 7, 8, 9s. It gets a little bit more tricky as the game gets deeper. So definitely love this combo. Definitely riding with you today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I know we only have 2 spots today. We can do a quick recap, go into some long shots. Do you have one today, Stu?
Yep.
Let's do our recap here, and I'll let you take it away.
Sounds good. We got a hit parlay over on FanDuel Sportsbook. We got Yandy Diaz. We got Freddie Freeman. Both of these guys to record hit -126.
I'll be on FanDuel as well with the Tigers over 6.5, Bailey over 6Ks, -130 on FanDuel. Stu, I know we haven't talked long shots yet, but what do you got for me today?
Yeah, I mean, I got a couple nice home run looks. I think I played Vlad Jr. That was the first one of the day at +475. Get a little rivalry matchup going on. Get the blood flowing. Obviously, teams that don't particularly like each other right here, especially with all the rumors that Vlad could even be traded to this team at some point in the future. But really, the price kind of stuck out to me. I've actually hit on him twice in this nice little run he's been on already. He has a homer or 4 homers in his last 6 games coming in. We got some good recent form. When you look at like ISO, which is isolated power, and you look at expected slugging, when you look at expected exit velocity, he's top 10 in all those categories over the last 15 games. He's coming in with some good momentum. But I'm really looking at a lot of the barrel rates, the exit velocity. I just want to see guys that are hitting the crap out of the ball right now. And that's why Vlad is kind of pot for me, because if he's not hitting the crap out of the ball, it's going straight into the ground. He's it's weird. Homers or singles seem to be his thing right there. But when he gets it right, it goes very, very far. And like I said, I've been playing him in that 300 to 400 range. So seeing 475, 450 be widely available definitely was nice. Definitely locked that one in off the bat. And I did run a round robin as well with him, Ketel Marte, my guy, and then I went with Francisco Alvarez on the Mets as well. So if you're looking for a little round robin action, that's something that wouldn't hurt too much as well. What
was the other one? It was Vlad and who?
Francisco Alvarez, and then Ketel Marte.
Well, I can put one in there. Which one do you want?
Just put Ketel, because Alvarez could technically not even play yet with the lineups and stuff. But
all right, what's the line on Marte?
Let me check what the best price is.
I'm assuming 380, 415 range.
360.
Damn, I was close. That's pretty good.
Yeah, you were on that.
I'm getting way too good at this, dude. I fucking hate it. I hate it, dude. That I just that'd be my guess. It's kind of funny because I'm gonna have 2 spots as well. And they're going to be the highest team again. I'm going to put in both. One of them is going to obviously relate to my first one already. And let me just type this in. I think it's 1,700. Let me just confirm. 16. Damn it. All right. I thought it'd be cooler being 17, but we'll take 16. So first one, I'm just going to go with Detroit to be the highest scoring game at plus 950. I think that's a good price. Looking at the other games like Cleveland Guardians, Royals, I don't hate Alec Marsh. I think this dude is not bad. This dude's bringing upper 90s fastball. I know their bullpen sucks, but I don't know, dude. Cleveland's going on the road. This division game, right? You're going to want to win game 1 in this one, right? I feel like that's not a great spot. Then I have to go to Padres. Boston is the number 2 ranked. Really? Boston's throwing Pivetta. I don't hate Pivetta and got good stuff. Pittsburgh Braves, talked about that. I'm not really a huge Braves fan right now. They just got fucking shut out by the White Sox. Somebody want to tell me how the Braves offense is doing great? Yeah, all right. Yeah, they just got shut out by the fucking White Sox. And the second worst I think the third worst bullpen in the MLB just shoved on them. Right? I mean,
yep.
Not a great look. So I don't want to back them. I don't give a shit if they're facing Martin Perez. I don't like Martin Perez either, but Charlie Morton on the other side, right? I mean, that's not. And then we get to the reason why I'm backing this is because I like this one. I like Detroit highest scoring game, but the other game tied with it is the Arizona game. And I like Arizona as the highest scoring team at plus 1,600. I already have an article written up that's already talking about the D-backs. I'll be posting that right along with this. So I'll kind of talk about some of the stuff that I wrote in it. Arizona, I don't know if I'm just a degen like this and I enjoy watching and reading into a little bit of this, but you look at this series, this is a huge fucking series. They just lost the last 2 games to Minnesota. They got smoked yesterday. Just got absolutely blown doors off of them. Now you get the A's. You got to win these 2. You got to win this series. You got to win this 3-game set because you go to LA, then you go to San Diego, then you come home and face the Braves. I don't like the Braves. I don't think they're great right now. But still, that's a tough 3-series stretch there. You need these games, bro, especially after losing those 2 to Minnesota and just getting absolutely smoked. I don't like their pitcher that much today. I know Slate has had a couple good outings, but I'll always take Arizona against the lefty at home, man. I will do it. They haven't been great as of late against that and with those numbers, but Gurriel, you talked about Marte. I love Marte tonight. Christian Walker against the lefty in there too. You got all-star game voting coming around here. You got guys there who should be getting some love. I think that those 2 are huge guys on the ballot there that should be getting some love this year. Obviously, I think Freddie Freeman will probably start just because it's the Dodgers, right? I mean, you're going to get all that, but Christian Walker's should be getting his name talked about more than it is. Ketel Marte should be getting his name talked about probably more than it is. And you look at the bottom of this lineup too, like Jake McCarthy has been playing so well. Gabby Moreno has been playing so well. Like, this is a deep lineup, and you have a high-end prospect like Blaze Alexander who's kind of ticking around. Not great, but still, starting to kind of find his footing. And then obviously I talk about Gurriel against lefties all the time. I think Suarez is kind of cooked, but still he's in there to hit lefties, and JP Shears isn't going to be missing that many bats. Over a 5.2 xFIP on the road and a 5.2 xFIP against righties. So a lot of pop could be coming here today. I really like Arizona, and obviously like fading that Oakland bullpen as well. So I like – that was the only other game I wanted to back. And I think that most of the damage would be done by Arizona. So we could get both of these. I don't think we do, but I'm really hoping that we get one of them because those were the two games I was looking at. And obviously I think Arizona does most of the damage.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Obviously, I was just saying the Marte homer a second ago, so definitely love to see that. I mean, Sears, 50 road innings, 9 bombs already. I mean, he gets a little natural protection at Athletics, Park, obviously there. But like you said, I think it's like 54 Ks and 80 innings as well. It's over the plate if you want it. And we got some guys on this team, Walker as well. Man, his home run place is plus 400 today. That's kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
I thought it was going to be like 280 or like 250.
It should be 260 to 290. It should be in that. I might have to play that. Fuck.
I was going to say, I think I'm probably going to double up on Arizona homers today because I've done it in the past as well, especially against a lefty, and it doesn't disrespect me too often. These guys get the job done, especially Christian Walker, man. He's been a home run machine.
Dude just hits the ball hard. Right? I mean, just hits the ball very hard. I think they're going to come out pissed. And I know you're not supposed to look ahead in baseball, but this is a spot, man. You got to get these 3 games, or else you're going to just be fighting for your life and going on a road trip with 6 games, going up against your rival in San Diego, and then going to LA. Like, that is brutal spots. Tough sledding there. And obviously they're probably getting glass now in that series. Like this, it's tough, man. It's tough. And obviously Arizona's pitching staff has not been good. They've been god-awful. Full faded them yesterday. Holy shit. Montgomery. I told you guys, fade Montgomery, man. That dude is fucking trash. And he had one good outing against White Sox. Now everybody thinks he's good again. I'm like, dude, I'm in. I'm going back to Minnesota. So, all right, guys. That's all that we got for you today for Friday. Stu, you got anything for the people before we head out today on this pretty loaded slate?
I'll be on VSiN tonight at 5 p.m. EST on Sharp Money. I'd probably be talking about these picks again. Maybe not the best advertising in the world. I'll come up with some new shit before then as well. But I'm excited for it. Obviously, trying to, keep on getting over there, keep on, sharing picks in different places. So that'll be exciting. Go check out VSiN at 5 Sharp Money tonight. I'll be talking about baseball, probably throwing some NFL future talk as well. Because it's getting to that time of year, guys. It's almost here. It's almost here. So I'm excited. Obviously going to be a good night tonight. Very hyped for the plays we got out here. If you haven't already, leave a like on the video. And if you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. We're here 24/7. I know the live show isn't the best for everyone to get to, but we're still here to answer those questions either way.
Yes, sir. I know Monday I will have a little bit of a conflict, so we'll kind of figure that out when we can. I know it's going to be tough with the July 4th week. For everybody. So just make sure you guys are following over on Twitter. Make sure you guys have notification bell on. You should have your notification bell on me on the weekends at least, because we got a UFC card here, absolutely loaded here. I'm going to be ready for that. I'm ready for a pay-per-view this weekend. So that's going to be exciting. Huge slate tonight. I'm going to have a ton of action tonight as well. I already wrote an article. It should be coming out with the, we do our little hype thing for the show. But we appreciate all you guys, right? The 20 of you guys that pop in. I know we had, I think, up to 25 in there live with us. I know our time is different. A lot of shows do super early, super like close to the slate, but we want to give you as much time as we can to get it out here, and this is our best time for you guys. So thank you guys as always. I know we don't say it enough, but try to. And like I said, it's going to be back here Monday. Maybe we'll have something on Wednesday with it being the day before July 4th. So it should be fun. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys. And hopefully we can catch another long shot. We've been cooking on those, and hopefully we can get another one for you today. So have a good one, guys, and best of luck on all your best.